Good morning, fourth graders. This is Miss Ferguson, and it is Monday, April 27th, 2020. Today, we are going to put into practice some of the things we've been learning about author's purpose. First, I wanted to briefly review what we've talked about. Remember, our learning target is I can identify 5 reasons an author might write a text, and I can identify the author's purpose in a given text. Remember, we talked about persuade is when an author tries to convince us of something, inform, when the author wants to give us facts or information about a topic, entertain, when an author wants to write something that we would enjoy reading. And then we also talked about explain, where the author might want to explain to us how something works, or describe, when they want us to see or experience a person, place, or thing. So now that we've briefly reviewed those, we are going to look at examples, and I want you to write down whether this is persuade, inform, entertain, explain, or describe. So you should have a piece of paper and a pencil, and if you need to pause the video and get that, that is a great idea, because one of the things I want you to do to show me you did this lesson is send me a picture of your notes. So let's get started. Gaylord Nelson is the person credited for Earth Day. He was convinced that the planet was at risk, so he decided to try to do something to change that. He was elected to the U.S. Senate in 1962. He came up with an idea for Earth Day and announced the concept at a conference he was attending in Seattle in the fall of 1969. Citizens from all over the United States responded to his call. By the following April, Americans were ready. The first Earth Day took place on April 22, 1970. 20 million people participated. Thousands of schools and communities got involved. Earth Day celebrations have flourished since that first one in 1970. There is now an Earth Day Network, a nonprofit group that organizes Earth Day activities. In 1990, Earth Day went global when 140 countries participated. Earth Day is now an important day in April. People everywhere are uniting to take care of our planet. So, would you say that the author's purpose here was to persuade, inform, entertain, explain, or describe? Make sure you write down your response. And if we go over the answer and yours was incorrect, that is okay. Don't change it. I would like to see where people were confused. So, what was the author's purpose here? In this case, the author's purpose was to inform the reader about how Earth Day came to be. Let's take another look. Brooke dragged herself to the kitchen. Ugh, I just want to go back to bed, she thought. She wished it was the weekend, but she knew it was only Thursday. She had to be to school in 45 minutes. I better start on breakfast. Brooke glanced at the counter as she opened the refrigerator. What in the world? She thought to herself. She rubbed her eyes and looked again. Yes, she saw the same thing. Purple eggs and green milk. Are my eyes working correctly? April Fools, giggled her mother, who was watching from the other room. Brooke smiled. That was a good one, Mom. Her mom knew that Brooke loved this quirky day of the year. So make sure you write down what the author's purpose is here. In this case, the author's purpose was to entertain the reader with a story about a girl on April Fool's Day. Let's try another. If you have a lot of extra crayon stubs lying around, don't throw them out. You can use them to make big, chunky crayons. Just follow these steps. Collect all of your old crayons. Remove the paper wrapped around the crayons. Cut them into small pieces. Preheat the oven to 250 degrees. Fill a muffin tin 1 inch thick with crayon pieces. Bake 15 to 20 minutes or until the crayons are melted. Allow the tin to cool, pop out the crayons, and start coloring. So why would the author write this? What was the author's purpose for writing that passage? In this case, the author was trying to explain how to make chunky crayons out of crayon stubs. Dear Kate, I wish you were here at the beach with me. You would love it. Last night I sat on the beach as the sun was setting. I could feel the warm breeze while I listened to the calming, rhythmic crashing of waves against the shore. The colors of the sunset was simply beautiful. The sky had layers of red, orange, yellow, blue, violet, and magenta. It was incredible. I took a deep breath, and the feeling of fresh air filling my lungs was refreshing. The only thing that would have made the experience better is if you would have been here to see it with me. See you soon. Say hi to Mom and Dad for me. Your sister, Jessica. So, what was Jessica doing here? What was her purpose for writing this to Kate? Jessica's purpose here was to describe the wonderful experience of being at the beach. Many people think that brown is a boring color, but I disagree. Brown is the best color of all. It is the color of teddy bears, and don't most young children go to bed with a teddy bear? Brown can give us a feeling of comfort. Brown is also the color of chocolate. Everyone loves chocolate. It's the perfect thing to make you feel better after a rough day. Don't you agree that brown is one of the best colors? What do you think the author was trying to do here? What was their purpose for writing this particular passage? The author's purpose here was to persuade or convince the reader that brown is one of the best colors. Let's try a little more practice with some multiple choice questions. According to Laura Wattenberg, author of The Baby Name Wizard, we are in the middle of a naming revolution. Never before has there been such a variety of names given to newborns. In the 1950s, half of all male babies born were given one of 25 common boys' names, while half of all female babies were given one of 50 common girls' names. That is by no means the case today, however. According to Wattenberg, if you have 10 guesses to get somebody's name today, there's almost no chance you'll get it. But 100 years ago, if you guessed the top 10 names, you'd have a really good chance of guessing correctly. What's the reason for this change? Sociologists suggest that parents are striving to give their child a name that will be unique and distinctive, traits that are becoming increasingly prized in the world today. So, what was the author's purpose for writing the previous passage? Was it to persuade the reader to agree that babies should be given unique names? To inform the reader about how baby naming has changed in recent years? To inform the reader about the importance of choosing a good name for your baby? Or to entertain the reader with facts about baby names? If you said B, to inform the reader about how baby naming has changed in recent years, you are absolutely correct. Now, girls, your independent work assignment today. And remember, your independent assignment always is due the same day. So I need it by tonight. And you need to take a picture or you may type it and email it, whatever is best. But your assignment is to write me an informational paragraph. I want you to write me a paragraph telling me about your day at home. What's your routine like? I don't get to see you lately, so I want you to inform me, your reader, about what a typical day in your life looks like now that you're doing work at home. Make sure that, like I said, you take a picture or you can email it, and some girls send it via Google Docs, whatever is best for you. Lastly, I wanted, and even most importantly, I think, I wanted to talk about some glows and grows from our work in the previous week. We had some different lessons and different assignments. Some of the things I'm noticing is that I'm having a lot of girls submitting their work and submitting on time, so that is a big glow because it really helps me as your teacher with the next lesson and lessons when I can take a look at the work we've done and go back if I need to. So really make sure that you keep up with turning your work in on time because it helps me help you. Another great glow is that I'm seeing people really put effort into writing neatly, using evidence from their text, and presenting work that a fourth grader is proud of. I challenged you to step up to making sure it's the best work that you're submitting, and I'm seeing a positive change, and I'm positive myself that we can keep doing that and make it even better. I'm giving some individual feedback on a daily basis. So you'll either receive it via a phone call or a message, however we're communicating. I'm not going to name any names in the video. This is general class-wide glows and grows. Any personal suggestions or glows I have might go to you as an individual. And one grow I wanted to talk about is when we did our lesson on inferencing. The information I got was great. People were really inferencing well. The one grow I have is that a lot of girls were not showing me why. So we were able to make an inference, but I wasn't getting a lot of evidence from the text to connect the why to that inference. So make sure that you're always providing your text evidence, whether you're inferring, whether you're writing about main idea or theme, always remember that your text evidence is very important. So today, remember you have your notes should be sent to me as a picture, so I know that you are participating in the lesson. I need your independent work assignment, so your paragraph informing me about your day at home. And again, make sure you write in complete sentences and nice and neat. And you need to log on to News ELA and do today's article. And as always, if you're behind or have anything that's missing, you need to make sure you get caught up. And you need to work on your assigned packet pages for the day. The agenda is also posted on Class Dojo, and in your work packet, there is always an agenda for the week with the pages that are due. I miss you girls very much. I hope you're doing well. I can't wait to see you again, and I am always here if you need to message or call or email so that I can help you. Talk to you soon.